Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Tonight I would like to offer a reading for each element going along with this new moon in Aries that is occurring on the 20th of this month of April 2023. And you also have a solar eclipse that occurs in this time as well. And from what I understand, the solar eclipse is at 29 degrees Aries, which, from the things that I've read, I'm just trying to learn more about zodiac, means that this is going to be a rather intense solar eclipse. And so you've got this fiery Aries energy that's going on, but you also have the solar eclipse, which can either hide things or reveal the secrets. So it depends on kind of where you are in life, I think, as far as I understand it. Everything that's going to be going on during this time is triggering a long-term change. This is a time of new beginnings, but it's not short-term things. This is going to be pretty broad as everything that I've seen. As in a minimum of 6 months up to 2 or 3 years, this is a shifting of energy is what I keep finding. And because it's Aries, you're looking at things that are personal to you. You're looking at things that are going to either build or challenge your courage and independence. You're self-asserting, putting yourself out there, saying, no, this is what I believe, this is how I feel. These are all energies associated with the fiery Aries energy. So this is the period, like I said, of long-term shifts. This is going to be a little intense, which most times when you have new beginnings where things are being brought to light, things are being shifted on a big scale, the type of energy that we're working with during a new moon tossing in a solar eclipse, you've got a lot of oomph behind what's coming forward. This particular eclipse is going to bring forward challenges for you, and it's things that are going to push against your personal independence, your courage, the things that Aries is bringing forward. So you're having a little bit of a clash, but the trick is what's coming forward with the eclipse, the things that are being highlighted are things that you can gain mastery over. The things that you can understand how to empower your life, because what the eclipse is doing is really showing you aspects of your shadow that you have maybe repressed, maybe chosen not to acknowledge, but this is what the energy that's coming forward is revealing to you. You have Aries, especially with the new moon, so you're triggering this new beginning cycle, saying, let's get going, let's get some things started, let's get the creative juices fired up. And then you have the eclipse going, check this out. Look at this little shadow thing over here. See where you're at? Fix it. And so you've got this type of fiery buildup, but you also have the pushback of, that's cool and all, but are you going to deal with this? So this is going to be a time where some of those intuitive nudges, and it could be a little bit more of an intuitive kick in the rear end if it happens to flow that direction for you. So be aware of what goes on during this next week or so. This is going to be the start of a lot of intense energy. We also have Mercury going retrograde shortly thereafter. I can't see the calendar at the point. But you have Mercury starting to go back, so there is going to be a challenge for communication coming in at this time as well. The thing is you've got all this fiery energy. You've got this eclipse revealing things. They're coming together to really create a spiritual nuclear bomb, if you will. So it's going to overwhelm some of the retrograde aspects. There may still be some communication issues that pop up. Understand that those issues are going to be in areas that are part of the challenge or your shadow. So work with that type of a thought process as you're moving forward here through this next, like I said, the next 7 days or so. This is a time for really setting some good foundational plans. We're still in Aries, but we're moving into Taurus, which is the ram. So you're moving into this more grounded, more foundational practice. So the changes that are getting fired up under Aries and this eclipse, with this new moon setting off a whole bunch of new things beginning in the long term, this is the creative spark period. This is setting ablaze the creation of what you're building. What comes next is the banking of the creation so that it will sustain. And that's the grounding aspect of Taurus. So we're working with this new moon energy, building something new. We have Aries, very fiery, very self-aware, courageous. We're going to build this. But you have the eclipse saying, cool, deal with your shadow or you're going to have problems. But you have Taurus coming right up close saying, get it started, we will support you. So you've got a lot of energy moving around right now. And during this, one of the things that I keep running across, and I tend to focus on this a lot, especially here lately, is you're reevaluating your relationship with yourself, with your personal environment, as well as with the outer world, your job, your friends, things like that. But you're really looking at this evaluation of home, of self. With that, you want to make sure that you are feeling compassion for yourself. You're understanding how you got to this point. Going through what is the energies are showing right now is a good time to maybe, if you are feeling a struggle, seek counseling. Go talk to a therapist if you feel led to. If there's things that are coming up that are really intense, find someone you can trust and you can talk it out if that's where you're at in life. But the big one is be gentle. Understand that your past created who you are today. Take the positive, learn the lessons from the negative, understand your shadow, and move forward into this new beginning that is being fired up right now. And so you're looking at this type of energy and you're following these intuitive nudges, or could be a little swift kick, you never know. It depends a lot on you in that respect. And learning to speak authentically, learning to be your true self. When you reevaluate and you come to terms with where you're at, who you are, your immediate environment, your hearth and home type energy, you start to become more authentic. Because when you start to evaluate, you're peeling back the layers of the ego, of the those masks we put on to go out in the world. You're peeling those back, allowing a more authentic version of you to step forward. And that's not easy. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, this will be quick and fun and blah, blah. No, this is going to take a little effort. And that's why I say be gentle with yourself, because sometimes when you peel back one of those layers, emotions that you thought you dealt with or thought you hid or thought you didn't have could spring forward. Allow them to have their moment. Understand the root of them if you can, then let them go. But process the emotion. Don't repress it. Don't bottle it up. As you're peeling back these layers to be your more authentic self, allow this energy to step forward and be cleared as well. So, with this new moon, you also have a little bit of Pluto's energy coming forward. So you're working with some deeper fears, some deeper issues, could be some deeper traumas that have to be worked through. It can also work with supporting these ambitions that you've maybe put on the back burner, things that you're like, oh, I'll get to it later. You've got Jupiter and Pluto coming forward saying you're getting to it now, so let's throw out the garbage and let's move forward. So you have a lot of celestial support with the planets coming in at this time. You've got Mars is Aries patron planet, and there's a lot of intensity with Mars energy, but you're being tempered with Jupiter. You're being encouraged, but also kind of pushed a little bit with Pluto. Jupiter is going to be your biggest positive during this time period, just so you're aware. But we really want to focus on going inside, setting this new intention, looking at how you can build this new future. If you are into vision boards, reevaluate them. Go back over them. Is there something that doesn't quite fit anymore? Take that off and replace it with something that does. If it's still fitting, but you feel like something's slowing down, find ways, journaling, meditation, to encourage your focus. So this is a time, like I said, of big growth, of big energy to support, but also big energy as a force to reveal. So during this time, be aware that things are going to maybe be a little bit raw, but you're going to be coming to a clearer conclusion and a little bit clearer vision of who you are. Now, I say this a lot with the coming to clarity and coming to a more clear version of who you are. Each time you peel back another layer of the egoic self, of the imposed beliefs, you get closer to who you are. Most of us, and I'm putting my name in the hat here, most of us probably will never achieve full awakened, enlightened states for permanence. We can reach them, but we always float back down. And we reach them again, and we float back down. So what you're doing as you're peeling back these layers is you're taking yourself from this level to this level, so you can reach that enlightened state easier. You'll still come down, but you're not coming all the way down here. You're going to float here. And then as you peel back the next layer, you bump up a little bit. So as you're doing this, you're getting closer to nirvana, to enlightenment, to awakened, fully awakened states. And that's why we're here. We're here to learn lessons. We're here to address, if you believe in reincarnation, our past lives and the errors that we may have made in that time. We're here in this now moment to clear that, to adjust that, to make right. Things are changing in the world in a fast, rapid pace. Whether you believe it's the harvest to fourth density, like the law of one, if it's the fracturing of the dimensions, so the third dimension is going to stay in one area and the fifth is going to elevate. However you want to look at it, things are changing. And as we grow, we change with it. Are you going to stay in third density or the third dimension where not much is happening, not much is changing, or are you going to look for ways to elevate your consciousness, elevate your spirituality, and therefore elevate your environment, your personal environment? And that is just something to think about. So, what I was going to do after going over that part of it is I'm going to pull a card from my Mystic Wisdom deck for each of the elemental signs. Again, I'm not really comfortable with the zodiac yet. We're working on that. And then I'm going to draw from the Angel Tarot a couple of clarifier cards to go with that message. So we'll start with fire, since we're in Aries. And your fire message is gratitude. Be grateful for all that you have. So fire signs, and that is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This card is reminding you to be grateful as you're going through this period of stress, as you're going through this period of new beginnings, as you're going through this could be uncomfortable growth period. The angels are saying it's time to understand gratitude. It's time to understand that as you're creating, looking at the heart, she's creating a new life. She's creating a new environment. You have the people playing on the beach. They're happy to be on the beach. It's that gratitude. You're building this grateful feeling because when you are creating new, if you add gratitude into the mix, you get gratitude back. The gratitude becomes a fulfilling prophecy, so you continue to be grateful as things grow within that area. So let's pull a couple of cards from the Angel Tarot, just for a little bit of clarity here. There's one, and we'll just shuffle until my guides tell me to stop. So, but they're really being intense about the gratitude. So the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, understand that gratitude is going to be probably your best thing to work with, and that could be part of your shadow coming forward, where instead of feeling gratitude, there's been a little bit of selfishness, they're saying. But switching selfishness to gratitude shifts the entire energy of what you're dealing with. So instead of being like, why is this happening to me? Be like, you know what? There's some lessons here, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn them. And that way you shift that energy from negative to positive, and it's taking your power and energy back. So, well, that's interesting. The first card for fire is the Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And the second card, and I literally shuffled the deck for these, came up with King of Earth. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. Successful time, confidently accepting opportunities that you're offered, and the Midas touch. So you have a balance of positive, or not positive, masculine and feminine energies, fire energy, and you're showing gratitude. That's the primary message. But the what do I want to call it? The explanations or the enhancements are you're feeling grateful because of what you've achieved. The King of Earth is generous. He's already made his wealth. He's got enough to share. So you're being gratitude and you're grateful for how far you've come. But you're also grateful for the sensitivity that has built within you. This is a time to really examine not just the hardened parts where, especially if you're in certain types of professions, you have to show that you're tough and show that you're strong, but you still have that creative part, that warmth deep down inside. And this gratitude, if you encourage it towards those energies, those more gentle, more feminine type energies, you're going to enhance that in your environment. So instead of always having to be the tough guy, you can also have times where other people can be the tough guys and you can be the supportive one if you choose, but it's all about your own choices. But what they're really saying is understanding that balance of masculine and feminine, the push, the pull, the ups, the downs, but really bringing it into balance, because you have the King and Queen of Earth. So you have a grounding pair of energies, and really examine how those energies work within you and within the environment. But it's really about finding balance in your gratitude. So let's move over to the Earth elemental energy, and this is for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we'll see what does the wisdom angels wish to tell the Earth energy. And we have, so I'll drop my deck here. The animal bond. Stand up for all animals. That includes us. So for Earth, we have this energy of bonding with your spirit guides. So if you have animal guides already, really increase and work with those bonds. This is the new energy that they're saying is coming forward for Earth. But it also, if you don't have animal spirit guides and you've never worked with them, this could be a good time to really tap into that. But it's also talking about those instinctual reactions that we have. Understanding how to control those knee-jerk type reactions is how to move forward. They're saying that during this time, with this energy that's shifting around, you have big energy coming forward. New patterns are being established. Do you want to continue to be a reactionary where the world happens and you just react to it? Or do you want to take control of that animalistic reaction point, shift it into, I am a conscious being and I will choose how I react in this situation? So you're building that bond with the responses, which takes you from having a knee-jerk reaction to a situation to taking a breath and going, how can I help this situation improve, versus responding and possibly making it worse. So you're working with your spirit animal guides, but you're also working with the animal aspect of who you are. And that's the reactionary part of our consciousness and awareness. So let's see if what the tarot says to clarify that. But they are being pretty my guides are just wanting to encourage you to look into animal guides, because that is going to be a pretty important part of moving forward for Earth energy right now. So the first card that came forward as a clarifier is the Magician with Archangel Raziel. And as a major arcana card, these are big life lessons. So we're starting something new, a new beginning, but you're also stepping forward with the basic tools. That's what the Magician card is for. You are ready. You have the resources and the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. And with Archangel Raziel coming forward to support you, you have a lot of energy moving along this time. You have the tools. The tools are available. You've learned a lot to get to this point. It's now time to take your education, spiritual, physical, or otherwise, to the next level. You're understanding your animal guides. If you haven't met them yet, this is a time to work towards meeting them. It's also that time to work with your subconscious and work to understand your reactions better so that you can pause them before they, do the thing that you've always done, and allows you to have more control. That's the tools that you have, is you understand meditation, you understand journaling, and the Magician saying you have the tools, now use them. And the other card that popped up for you was the Page of Air. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans. Truth delivered without tact. So this card is saying your impulsiveness, the frustration that something happened, you have to react to it immediately, is really not benefiting you. So this card is saying you have the support of the angels, you have the support of your spirit guides, your animal guides, to help you understand when those things happen and what your first response is. Sometimes it's good to take a pause and reevaluate. So you've got this logical aspect coming in, and it's trying to slow down the impulsive, I'm going to do this anyway, or I'm just going to do this because fill in the blank. I was pinched, I'm going to slap back. This logical and honest part is, I was pinched, why did they do that? How can I fix this? Do I need to step out of the situation so that I do not allow my anger and my animal side to step forward and react without consciousness? So for Earth, you have that animal bond, and it's not just a spirit bond, it's not just with your pets, it's also understanding how you respond, your animalistic side. And you have the Magician saying you have all the tools available to you. You may not realize it. That just came forward. You may not realize that you have these tools, but you have the Page of Air saying, think logically, be honest with yourself. You actually have these tools available. It's just a matter of accepting them. So let's move over to Air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. See what the main message is. Wow, that card just about fell out of my hand. So for Air, you have sensuality. Express your sensuality. And sensuality is not just about bedroom activities. Sensuality is enjoying life in full senses. Tasting, smelling, sight, hearing, touching, but also your intuitive senses. When you go to a place of beauty, you feel the beauty with your eyes, you hear beautiful music, but you feel it in your heart, in your soul. You feel out in nature, you feel the third eye area wake up. You feel it with your sixth plus senses. And what is coming forward for Air during this time is to really reset. Take the logical mind and be like, I really appreciate what you're doing, but I also want to enjoy some of my other senses. Logic can be very cold, but you want to warm up life. And the message they're saying for this new moon is coming forward with the Aries fire and this resetting of grand plans and setting new things in motion is to set yourself up to feel more, to experience more joy, more happiness, experience more with your physical senses and your spiritual senses. But they're really saying get back to how it felt to be in your body. And if you're more in your head, which can happen, find ways to bring yourself back into your body. And that can be things as, like I said, art, beautiful music, but you can also do things like tie a blindfold around your eyes and then have somebody hand you different stones, different crystals, different tools, whatever it is you have available, and then feel it. Visualize it in your mind, but feel it with your fingers. Experience it through your fingers. While you're still blindfolded, taste different foods. Taste something salty. Taste something sweet. Taste something blah. Really understand the different aspects of your senses, but they're saying find ways to expand your senses so that you can truly become a sensual being, in the fact that you understand this world has a lot of beauty and a lot of intensity, but you can understand it through all senses, not just the mind. So let's see what the angels have to say for clarifiers. And the first card we have is, you guys got the Magician as well, so you have the tools. You have the tools and you have the knowledge. These are life lessons. The major arcana cards are here to educate you on a broad scale. And you're in a new beginning, and that can go for Earth as well, but we're talking to air. The Magician is the first step after initiation. It's the first step after the beginning. You set the intention at the Fool. Oh, I'm going to go do this, la-di-da-di-da, and you don't know anything, you trip and fall down, there's something coming after you, you're always in your own way, basically. When you've achieved the Magician, you've learned skills, you've learned tools, you truthfully are on the first step to working to enlightenment. So you're at a beginning, not just with this new energy coming in, but you also have a life shift that is occurring. You are in a new spiritual beginning is what they're giving me. The second card is the Ten of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related concerns. So the Magician is saying you're at this new beginning and you have the tools to move forward. One of the tools is knowing when to ask for help. You don't always have to do it on your own. So when you're working with your senses, it's not just, like I said, the first 5. Your intuition, knowing when is the appropriate time to ask the right person for help, is another aspect of intuition. It's a new sense. And this may be a sense that you're not familiar with or you aren't used to using, but following your gut instincts, logically of course, you will start to tap into this other sense that you have. But it's also saying you don't always have to be busy. Sometimes those quiet moments, that's where it's like too much work asking for help from others. Ask your spouse, can you watch the kids for half an hour? I just want to go take a bath. I just want to go for a walk. I want to sit in the garden. However it works. But you're asking for assistance, which is benefiting your ability to be. And when you have those times, practice the exercises to awaken your senses. Like I said, put the blindfold on, put earplugs in, and examine the world without hearing. It's weird because your eyes are going to pick up, your sense of touch is going to increase. When one sense is dulled, the others wake up. So that's what this is really about, is understanding the balance of your senses and how to use them so that you live a fulfilled, happy, fully awake and aware life. So that is the messages for air. We'll shuffle these cards up real quick. And the next one we'll be moving into is the water elemental energy, and that is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, which is the polar opposite of fiery Aries. But Pisces is. But the thing is, even Pisces was once an Aries. So you've got this cyclical energy that's going on. Pisces is coming to the end, and water can put out fire. So you have a little bit of push and pull with this energy of this new moon going on. And you've got this new beginning, but water can also ignore it. Water can be a little bit lazy at times. So the message for water is gratitude as well. So you might have a little selfishness going on, water signs. And it is be grateful for all that you have. Again, we're working with this energy of letting go of Well, I need more. I have to keep up with the Joneses next door. No. Just like with fire, be grateful for where you're at. Be grateful for the things that you currently are in the middle of. Even if it's a little bit of a challenge, the challenge of the new moon, be grateful for it. Why? Because it's giving you the opportunity to open a new door, to set a new path. You're adjusting the sails because there's a new North Star that you're looking towards. This is the energy of this new moon and this solar eclipse that's occurring at the same time. It is this shifting from one aspect of life which may not have been the greatest thing in the world, but you're shifting it into something that's more in line with who you are and what you are seeking. And that's where, if you're, just like I said with the fire, infuse that new you with gratitude from the get-go, because it will become a repeating cycle where you're grateful for even the trials. The trials can teach you so much more than the blessings can, but understanding those lessons, you have to have the gratitude or the lessons won't mean as much. So just work with that gratitude. Find ways to say thank you for really everything. Even the, like I said, even the challenges. Find ways to be thankful, be grateful for that stressful person that you saw at work, that customer that was just really annoying to you. Be grateful for that. Why? Because you had 50 other customers who were absolutely amazing, and that one person reminded you, look at how great the rest of the day was. Look at how awesome all these other ones were. Why am I focusing on this one person? I'm grateful for all the happiness. I'm sorry that you weren't having a good day and that it happened to come out at me, but I'm grateful for the rest of them. And I'm grateful for you showing me that lesson. And it's little things like that that really do shift your awareness from the challenge to the blessing. So, your I just lost the word completely, clarifiers, is number 21. So we have a major arcana. This is a life lesson card, water signs, and it is the World with Archangel Michael. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path towards enlightenment. So the energy coming forward in this bigger picture, this new beginning, is you've achieved so much. You have come so far, and Archangel Michael is coming forward to say, you literally have created your own world. Where do you want to take this new life? How do you want to express this next level? The World card also has the infinity sign at the top in this deck, and that means what you're creating right now, what you're focusing on, what you're adjusting and building is something that's going to go on for a while. Take the time this week to journal, work on vision boards, set intentions, write affirmations out. What is it that you're trying to create? What do you want to move forward with? This world energy means what's happening for you. You're shifting a timeline, basically. So what is it that you want to create in this new energy? Your other card is the Justice card with Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So your second card is also a major arcana. So you are really coming to this point, water energy, that big things have to happen. It's not a matter of if with this kind of energy coming forward. You have the eclipse, you have the new moon, you've got all of these planetary alignments coming in to support you, and then the energy cards that are coming up, or the clarifiers, are major arcanas, meaning there's a lot moving for you. You're creating a new world, you're stepping timelines, you're moving into a higher frequency. With that, the Justice card really means balance. Are you holding on to a grudge that really means nothing? 15 years ago, that person cut you off. Why are you still mad about that? Is that helping you? Is that benefiting you? Justice is the revealing of truth. It's the search for awareness. It's the search for honesty. But you're bringing it into a balanced state. You're not applying emotion. You're looking at clear truth. Did that person cut you off? Did you know that person? No. Did that person acknowledge that you were even there? Probably not. Were they doing it intentionally because they personally hated you? Not in the slightest. When you look at it from a clearer perspective, through the eyes of justice, which technically is blind, but you know what I'm saying here. When you peel away the emotions, is it really that big of a deal? No. You're creating a new world. The Justice card is saying it's time to release the grudges. It's time to release the blinders. Drop the illusion, see it for what it is, send it away with gratitude and thanking them for the lesson, but release that energy. It's no longer serving you. That's what's coming forward for the energy of water for this new moon energy. So hopefully these messages resonated for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it. If this is the type of content that you're entertained by or interested in, please subscribe, and that way you'll know whenever I drop a new video or go live. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or even criticisms, drop them in the comment section below. All that I ask is that we be respectful. I think we can all agree that we need more of that in our world today. So with that, I will let you guys go. Thank you for swinging by, and I will talk to you in a future video.